this video, we're going to be ranking Ash's gym battles from worst to best. But here's the catch. We'll only be counting the best gym battles for each gym leader. I'll also be including Kahuna battles since they're basically the gym leaders of Alola, as well as a few other surprises. Now before I reveal what were the best gym battles, which might be pretty obvious, let's begin all the way at the bottom, in the F tier, the worst tier, consisting of Ash vs Hapu, Brock, Cheren, Luana, Elisa, and Cress. The battle with Cress is undoubtedly the worst one. I don't care if he used Mud Sport, there's no way in hell that a Pikachu that took down Latios was able to lose to a goddamn Panpour. That was terrible. Then there's Elisa, another Unova gym battle. This one is infamous as well, as Ash was a complete idiot for the entire battle, only bringing Palpitoad only for it to lose, and then him leaving mid-battle to bring out Snivy, only to forget her gender for like the 5th time. This battle is the personification of everything wrong with Black and White Ash. Luana had a lot of potential with it being Ash's first official double battle, but they focus way too much time on Pikachu and Charizard fighting each other that the way Ash wins is completely lazy and unearned. Cheren's battle was just a complete embarrassment for Ash and Oshawott. Mind you, this was right after the Unova League. Then we have Brocco. Now he can be excused a bit since this was the first gym battle, however, it's still really bad. Pikachu stood no chance, so they had to rely on the sprinklers to do damage, and in the end, the battle is interrupted by Brock's siblings, so Ash just kinda gave up. And finally, Hapu. I get that Ash likes to always use Pikachu for his final gym battle, but because it was a one-on-one against the ground-type Kahuna, it just ended up relying on the same logic as Ash's battle with Brock. Next is the D tier, for the below-average gym battles. This tier includes Ash vs Watson, Sabrina, Erica, Chili, Bugsy, Team Rocket, Flannery, Valerie, and Silent. Watson barely makes this tier just because of how funny it was for Pikachu to one-shot his entire team. Ash's rematch against Sabrina is pretty quick, and then he gets interrupted by Haunter's nuke. However, Ash's first battle against her was entertaining, showcasing how overpowered psychic types used to be in Gen 1. Erica's battle was pretty standard, and I like the whole gimmick of overcoming Gloom Smell. Unfortunately, it's interrupted by Team Rocket. Wow, a lot of Kanto battles just get interrupted, huh? Chili was a guy, I guess. Again, another pretty standard battle, nothing too crazy other than giving Tepig his first official win. Bugsy was interesting, as seeing a dude beat Ash with a Metapod was a first, but the big deal was that this was the first major battle after Charizard left, and Cyndaquil really came through. Then there's Team Rocket taking the place of Giovanni. Talk about a downgrade. Although they were using strong Pokemon here, it's not the same as actually facing Giovanni. And then the trio threw in their own weird gimmicks that completely derailed the battle by the end. At least Pidgeotto got a win. Flannery's battle is completely forgettable if I'm being honest. It was more centered around her learning to become a gym leader than about Ash overcoming her challenge, which he did pretty easily considering he brought a Trico to this fight. Valerie's battle, I hate. It started off really strong, and I like how Ash had to work around Trick Room. However, that all goes out the window when he decides to literally break Trick Room in order to win. That's not how the move works. And lastly, Silent. Because this was Oshawott's big fight, it was mostly played for laughs. And there's nothing wrong with that, as I found the battle to be enjoyable. It just doesn't hold up compared to all the other battles that are taken more seriously. We now move up to the C tier, aka the average tier. This tier consists of Ash vs Koga, Lenora, Morty, Roxanne, Agatha, Rudy, Bee, Hala, Berg, Crasher Wake, Chuck, Visquez, Ramos, Tate Liza, Skyla, and Raihan. These are what I consider to be the standard for gym battles, as they all have their own enjoyable elements, and by no means are they bad. Starting with Koga, it was just nice to see Ash win a Kanto gym badge properly. No dumb gimmicks or pity badges, Ash and Charmander won this one fair and square. Lenora's first battle is atrocious. Luckily, the rematch has Ash bouncing back after a much needed training session. It was great to see the fruits of his labor on display. Morty is another gym battle that's kinda forgettable, but at least they gave Noctowl some time to shine. Get it? Cause it's a shiny? Roxanne was a great start to Hoenn, but it just felt like Ash was intentionally handicapping himself by using a Trico with no grass type moves and battling with Pikachu's unperfected Iron Tail. Agatha's here as she was the temporary Viridian City gym leader after Giovanni left. Although Ash lost this fight pretty quickly, it was cool to see how he stacked up against an Elite Four member at the time. Rudy was fun as they had to battle with matching typings. Squirtle learned Hydro Pump here and gets his first big win in a while, and you also got Poke Shipping in the mix. You can't go wrong with that. The final battle with Bee wasn't good. Way too much Lucario plot armor. The first battle with Bee had some high tension, but Ash was battling with an inexperienced Farfetch'd and a baby Riolu. The second battle on the other hand, this was a good rematch. Pikachu was able to put in the work, and we also got to see Riolu's progress. This was the best one. Hala's battle set the standard for Sun and Moon battles, and showed that this series was definitely capable of giving us some good action, especially with that epic Z move ending from Ash and Pikachu. Berg was a really fun one, and gave us the unexpected surprise of Sewaddle's evolution. I was surprised to see how good a Leavanny can be, and it helped open me up to the idea of Ash owning one as well. Crasher Wake was kind of a pushover, as he's the only Sinnoh gym leader to not defeat a single one of Ash's Pokemon, but the Buizel vs Floatzel clash was awesome. That easily made the battle a lot better. Chuck wasn't all that special, but it was awesome to see Ash's feminine Bayleaf put in some serious work against these macho fighting types. Now, since Visquez was filling in for Lieutenant Surge, she's technically a gym leader. This was a really good battle. I appreciate them not going for the typical Pikachu vs Raichu win. Unfortunately, the ending of the battle wasn't as strong as the rest of the matchups, which is what's holding it back from going up a tier higher. Ramos is the most forgettable Kalos gym leader, but even so, there was no shortage of action. I've never seen such a menacing Weepinbell, Go-Goat was great, and Frogadier was a total badass. Tay and Liza was kinda garbage, not gonna lie. Team Rocket interrupted the middle of the battle, which took away a lot of the enjoyment. Luckily, we have Thunder Armor, which is the biggest Ash pull if I've ever seen one, but it's also so damn cool. I can't help but like it. It literally saved this battle. Skyla's battle is just about the only good thing I could say about Unpleasant. So there's that. And lastly, Raihan, who had the potential to be a lot higher. The first half was great, showcasing his strength and forcing Ash to G-Max his Gengar in order to put up a fight. Unfortunately, Lucario's Spirit Bomb Aurasphere ruined the tension by one-shotting G-Max Duraludon. So here we are. Next up is the B tier, aka the above average tier. These are the gym battles that are actually really good and have at least one thing that helped them stand out. First up is Gardenia. After completely embarrassing Ash in their first battle, this time Ash and Turtwig were able to get revenge, and Ash even wins thanks to Apom's contest strats. Price. After his touching reunion with Piloswine, this old man gave it his all against Ash. And of course there's the awesome underwater assault from Cyndaquil, but what made this battle stick out is the resilience of Pikachu vs Piloswine. Bryson. Not only did this battle allow underdog Scraggy to shine, but it also gave us an awesome final battle between Krokorok and Beartic. That mid-air Stone Edge catch was one of the best moments from Black and White. Viola. It's a violin. Man, we're on a roll with these Ice-type gym leaders. Oh wait, Viola's a Bug-type gym leader. Yeah, the Ice battlefield was the standout from her, and seeing how Ash overcame it really set the tone for the kind of battles we should expect from XY. Byron. Dude, I am a sucker for a good Gliscor win. What can I say, there's not a lot of them out there. Byron also has a fun personality, and he demonstrated how tough and defensive Steel types really are. Roxy. Now this one is interesting considering she used 3 Pokemon against Ash's 6. Does that mean that Roxy is really strong? Or is Ash really weak? Either way, this battle was great, as it finally gave the Unova B team some much needed time in the spotlight. And in all seriousness, Roxy was pretty strong. This gym leader. What was her name again? Similar to Roxy, this was a fun gym battle, as it allowed more of Ash's team to get into the mix. It did a good job at making Abomasnow seem like an actual threat, and the Chimchar skating win was awesome. Jasmine. Another Steel-type gym leader showcasing how resilient that typing is. Her Steelix was an absolute menace, and seeing Cyndaquil push past its limits to win was extremely satisfying. He should have evolved here, but whatever. Nanu. This guy knows what it really means to be a Dark-type trainer. Using 3 Pokemon against Ash's 1 was incredibly cruel, but nonetheless, we got a great battle that allowed Lycanroc to flex from start to finish. Olivia. Back-to-back Sun and Moon battles, I see. This one is easily the best looking Kahuna battle, as it went all out with the animation. The action was fast paced and dynamic, and it was cool to see a double battle go down to a single battle in the end, which surprisingly doesn't happen very often. Granted, this was Rockruff's fault, but let's ignore that. Grant. This was an excellent follow-up to Ash's battle against Viola, and it was amazing to see the implementation of the Rock Tomb climb to help Ash get the win. Clay. This one's my favorite Black and White gym battle. It was satisfying to see Oshawott and Snivy get wins. It was hilarious to see Clay get upset at Ash for using actual tactics, so instead it ends with a head-to-head manly battle where Roggenrola evolves into Boldore. Brawly. Yet another rematch that excels thanks to Ash showcasing his growth after training. I also love the added touch of using the environment to their advantage, in a way that actually makes sense. It added a whole new layer to the battle that wasn't present in their first match. Whitney. After his humiliating defeat, Ash bounces back with tactics that he picked up from facing Team Rocket of all people, in order to get a satisfying win against that annoying Miltank. Anyone who's played through Johto knows exactly how this feels. Faulkner. Since Ash was still rocking the Cancel Squad at this point, I appreciate how they scaled up Faulkner's difficulty to match up to Ash's Charizard, and boy did he deliver. This man's Pidgeot did way more than Ash's ever did, which led to an awesome win once Ash was able to overcome its speed. And lastly, we have Norman. Norman had a really cool tactic with how differently each of his Pokemon battled. And although his non-truant slacking made no sense, we still got an epic finale in the end that led to Grovyle activating Overgrow. It's now time for the A tier, aka the Great tier. Now we're getting into the greatest Ash Ketchum gym battles, starting out with Fantina. This battle was fantastic, as it's where Ash utilized his signature counter chill technique. Fantina was no pushover either, as she was able to come up with a counter to that counter mid-battle. Now that's a gym leader. Rourke. This entry includes both of Ash's battles against him, as they were just that good. The first one was great narratively, as you can feel the pressure Ash was under as he tried to impress Paul in the process. And as for the rematch, it was extremely satisfying to see Ash get the win thanks to Dawn's newly developed spin dodge. Winona. Not only did we get to see Grovyle take down a freaking Altaria, but we also got the epic Swallow versus Shiny Swallow clash. The way Ash was able to overcome Aerial Ace is the exact kind of unpredictability we've come to love and expect from our boy. Olympia. This is easily one of the most dynamic battles we've ever had that takes full advantage of XY's 3D camera movements. The battle was intense, exciting, we got to see Ash's battle smarts on full display, and we even got the tease of the legendary Zactoshi. Not yet. Juan. This is probably the most unique gym battle, as it's essentially two battles in one. The first being a double battle, mimicking Pokemon Contest double performance, and the second being a 3-on-3 single battle. This allowed most of the Hoenn team to get in on the action, and it ends with an epic Pikachu moment as he defeats Milotic. Lieutenant Surge. The Pikachu and Raichu rivalry is a tale almost as old as the Pokemon franchise, and it all started here. Seeing Pikachu defend his pride by defeating his evolved form is inspiring, and this truly was the turning point for him, where he finally started to take battles seriously. A truly iconic battle for both Ash and Pikachu. Claire. Ash's rematch with Claire was awesome, as he realized how threatening dragon types were, so he brought back powerhouses like Snorlax and Charizard to help him get the victory. Rest in peace, Johto team. This battle was especially huge as it was Charizard's first triumphant return since being left back in the Charcific Valley, if you're not counting the movie. And man, was that training worth it. Volkner. Yet another 2-for-1, as I'm including Ash's gym battle and World Championship battle. The long-awaited gym battle was epic, as Volkner got to show off his strength, and it took the mastery of Infernape's Blaze in order to win. As for their battle in Journeys, I think it was just as good, as we truly got to see what Volkner was made of now due to his switching tactics. And this all culminated into a spectacular ending with Pikachu's 10 million volt Thunderbolt. And lastly, we have Wulfric, and yet again, it's a 2-for-1. Both battles were really good, and hold major importance, as the first one showcases Ash's overconfidence and over-reliance on Greninja, which ultimately led to his downfall and eventual growth. Which leads perfectly into the rematch where Ash does a lot better, thanks to his newly mastered Zactoshi Gekkoga. Now this was an epic battle. And now we end things off with the S tier, aka the best tier, consisting of my top 5 favorite gym battles. First up is Blaine. Now this is an iconic gym battle. This was the first time we truly got to see Charizard in action, and it was glorious. On top of the fact that they battled over a volcano, the fire type clash between Charizard and Magmar was just amazing, thanks to its amazing action and animation. Most older series battles have a hard time holding up compared to the newer and flashier battles we get nowadays, but this one ages like fine wine. Maylene. Those who know me know I truly love this battle. The first half is alright, pretty standard, but once we get to the final match between Buizel and Lucario, it really kicks it into high gear. This is where Pokemon battles really started to feel like anime. It's fast-paced, intense, had surprising moments, and they even had the Lucario movie themes playing, which made this even more epic. And in the end, it concludes with a draw, not even a win. I will never stop loving this battle, and it just goes to show how great a one-on-one can make or break a battle. Misty. Now I'm sure a lot of you have been wondering where she's been this whole time, since her gym battle with Ash was trash. But I'm counting their gym battle in Sun and Moon, and man, was this a crazy upgrade. The anime staff brought their A game to this battle to show just how far Ash and Misty have grown since their first battle. Misty was the most competent we've ever seen her. Meanwhile, Ash is just as powerful and unpredictable as ever. What a fantastic way to celebrate the anime's 20th anniversary. Coming in at second place is Ash versus Karina. Aside from the obvious crazy action, this holds a lot more weight than most due to her time with Karina prior to the battle. She was a temporary traveling companion, and we were alongside her through her journey to mastering Mega Evolution. We also got Ash's internal struggle as he tries to implement Tierno's rhythmic battle style in order to catch Karina off guard. However, here Ash remembers to trust his own Pokemon and battle style in order to get the big win in the end. And finally, we have, in my opinion, the best gym battle, Ash versus Clement. I really love this battle because, no, not the Journeys one, Clement's gym battle will always be the most impactful because he was a traveling companion and good friend to Ash. Clement knew how good Ash was and took time apart from the group in order to be a worthy challenger for him, and he did not disappoint. Both trainers gave it their all, with new and unique strategies, and the homage to their first encounter was a nice touch as well. Like the Misty battle, it shows how far they had come, except that Ash and Clement's time together is what led up to this moment specifically. Ash wants to have a great battle against his friend and earn his badge. That's why he didn't want to battle with Clembot, while Clement wants to prove his strength to Ash and earn his respect. I'm so glad they stuck the landing with this one and gave us a battle that was truly special. None will ever come close to this one. Alright, that's all the gym battles. Thank you all so very much for watching, and oh wait, I forgot one. That's right, the double F tier, for Ash's actual worst gym battle. His battle against Wallace. Bro, what were they smoking? Did they really think that having Ash beat a former champion off screen was a good idea? Such a monumental moment gone to waste. And worst of all, this took time away from Ash's reunion with Serena. I hate you, Wallace.